to license it.
Meep, meep.
Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Matchbox Makeovers. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a 1:64 scale Hot Wheels 1952 Hudson Hornet. It debuted in the 2012 Boulevard Legends series. Mine is a 2020 release, number GHD25. Brand new in the blister pack, a rarity for me. And even though it predates me by a few years, these were the style of cars on the road when I was a kid. Great memories. This is my entry in this month's Three Blind Mice Invitational Build-Off. I'll add a link below in the description so that you can locate and watch a couple dozen other Hudson Hornet customizations. The catch here is that each car must be done in a NASCAR livery featuring your YouTube channel's logo. So, in honor of the 63rd running of the Daytona 500 this week, pour yourself a cup of coffee and settle in for this reimagining of my Maple Leaf Matchbox Makeovers fabulous Hudson Hornet. The Hornet was manufactured by Hudson Motor Car Company of Detroit, Michigan from 1951 until 1954, when Nash-Kelvinator and Hudson merged to form American Motors Corporation, AMC. Hudson automobiles continued to be marketed under the Hudson brand name through the 1957 model year. Don't forget, in about 1 month's time, I'm hosting a big invitational, all Porsche, any model, on the occasion of the first anniversary of my YouTube channel, and I hope 1,000 subs at about the same time. So far, more than 30 people have said they'd like to be involved, and that's outstanding. It's not too late for you to join. Just leave a comment here and let me know, and you're in. The catch is, everybody's got to give their car away, and that's just paying it forward. With those couple of test screws fitted, disassembly is complete, and the next step is going to be paint stripping, priming and painting. The Daytona 500 is a 500-mile-long NASCAR Cup Series motor race held annually at Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. The inaugural Daytona 500 was held in 1959, coinciding with the opening of the Speedway, and since 1982 it has been the season opening race of the Cup Series. It's regarded as the most important and prestigious race on the NASCAR calendar, carrying by far the largest purse. It's also known as the Great American Race, or the Super Bowl of stock car racing. The modern-day 500 is the direct successor of shorter races held on the Daytona Beach Road Course. This long square was partially on the sand and also on the highway near the beach. Daytona was the first place I ever saw the Atlantic Ocean, and although I have never attended a speedway race, I rarely miss it on TV, and I'm looking forward to it this weekend. Hudson was the first automobile manufacturer to get involved in stock car racing, and the Hornet absolutely dominated stock car racing in the early 1950s, when stock car racers actually raced stock cars. During 1952, Marshall Teague finished the 1952 AAA season with a 1,000-point lead over his closest rival, winning 12 of the 13 scheduled events. Hornets driven by NASCAR aces Herb Thomas, Dick Rathman, Al Keller, Frank Mungian, And Tim Flock won 27 more NASCAR races driving for the Hudson team. In the AAA racing circuit, Teague's unparalleled number of wins in the car he called the fabulous Hudson Hornet brought the Hornet season record to 40 wins in 48 events, a winning percentage of 83%. This unusual masking and taping job is for a particular reason. My car is not going to be red. I had to mix my own crimson with 14 drops of red to 1 drop of blue, and I've taped off areas that I want to remain white because I'm going to put some water slide decals on these that have a white background of a checkered flag, and they won't show up on crimson. So I need to mask off an area that remains white. Did you know that your printer will not print white? It's on white paper. It looks white, but there's no toner for that unless you invest in some expensive ghost white toner. I haven't got it yet, and I hope I will soon. But you'll see how this masking and taping job turns out now that I'm putting my attention on applying some homemade decals that I print by myself and design them by myself. And I've taken a black and white racing checkered flag and morphed the colors into my logo crimson. And these are going to be applied on the hood, the roof, and the trunk lid. Watch as the blue back paper is pulled away, and that reveals the white of the car paint, not the white of the decals. And I have to fiddle around with my favorite tool in my whole arsenal, the toothpick and a Q-tip cotton swab, get them in place, and then I seal these, and especially the edges, with some decal set. This is Maple Leaf Matchbox Makeovers Restoration number 80, so I've given my Hornet the number 80. And also with a Maple Leaf logo is my special sponsor today, the 1950s era Canadian oil company Supertest. My very first job was pumping gas at my uncle's Supertest station on the Trans-Canada Highway. Great memories whenever I do these cars. I 3D printed a little hood scoop to go on this, and the purists might not be pleased, but I thought it was a nice little touch. And now I'm going to apply some cream colored paint to the plastic interior, yet I'm going to paint the benches and the steering wheel in the same crimson color, and the dashboard. You don't really get to see it clearly because of the smallness of the glass openings, but it's in there. I painted the underneath of the all-chrome car in a light gray, and now the exhaust system, I'm applying some silver Vallejo paint with a brush. And this matte black paint just goes on the side of the interior piece. This is actually what you might see from the wheel wells, and I want to make sure you don't see anything. So just opaque black. I apply Citadel Gnome oil here. And even though it's a brand new windshield, a dip in Pledge Revive It gives it that extra good shine and long durability as well. Have to leave that overnight to dry. Couple of coats of clear coat, and it is like glass. Do you see the light reflecting in that finish? It's beautiful. And with the reassembly, my work is done. All the detailing has been prepared. And it's really just a couple of pieces that go back together without any issue at all. And I love this part. A little press and a click. and the back goes in, and the front clicks in place, and the pre-fitted 256 screws are reapplied. That was a fun build. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it in the beginning, but I like the idea that I came up with for the livery and my logo and the checkered flags on there. And it's still a roller. Let's have a closer look. It's the Maple Leaf Matchbox Makeover's fabulous Hudson Hornet number 80, sponsored by Super Test. The beautiful finish on it, nice chrome front bumpers and rear bumpers. I got that oily effect on the bottom that I like. Original wheels, they're not exactly crimson, but they're close. And there's my little hood scoop on the front just to give it a racing look. Number 80 is all done. Here's what the original issue looked like right out of the blister pack. Beautiful lines on these cars. And here's my reimagining of the fabulous Hudson Hornet from 1952. It was actually a luxury car with a great racing history. It goes into a gift bag like all my cars do. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, won't you? And become a new subscriber to my channel. Remember, I've posted a link to the Three Blind Mice YouTube channel site in the description below, so you can check them out and all of the other fantastic builds that are going to be created just for your enjoyment this weekend. Enjoy the race. It's coffee time.